Hey guys, in this video we're going to take a look at how to get those cinematic skin tones. Boom. Hey, what's up friends? You're watching Fancy Pants Media, the show that is all about taking your marketing and media and making it fancy. Today, something feels a bit off. Something's still off. No. So one of the things that I see constantly in videos, whether they're done professionally or they're done for YouTube, is that the color sometimes looks a little off in the skin tones or in the background. And what I want to do today is I want to walk you through something that is called Kelvin color temperature. Now, Kelvin color temperature is what you can set your camera to in order to expose properly for skin tones. It actually doesn't really have to do much with exposure except color, so it's really just about color. The nice thing about the Kelvin color system is that it goes from really, really blue to like really, really orange and vice versa. And so what tends to happen is that we base our color system upon skin tones, but those skin tones are dependent on the time of day it is or what the color of the light is. So for example, if you're out in the bright sunlight, you're going to be shooting anywhere between 5600 and like 5800. Now, if you're in the shadows and it's still bright outside, but you're in the shadow or it's an overcast day, that's going to be a little bit more blue, and that's pushing towards 65 to 6800. Now, you would think that 1,000 scale difference maybe doesn't matter much, but what tends to happen is because you introduce more blues, your skin tones look really like gray. They start to get grayed out. The other thing is if you go down, like say you shoot at 4200 and you're at daylight, you're supposed to be at 56. What tends to happen is your skin tones look very, very orange and it doesn't look right. Also, the whites that you're looking at in the background are going to look bad too. So it doesn't matter what color your skin tone is, skin tones are all across the board going to look bad. So here is a chart that's going to help you understand what you should put your camera in during certain times of day. Now, there are two things that can help you actually get better color in your skin tones, and the first thing I'm going to suggest is something called the Lumalite Meter. I've talked about the Lumalite Meter before. I absolutely love the thing, and the reason that I love it is because it connects to an iOS device, and you're able to then check what your exposure should be, what your ISO should be, and what your color temperature should be. So it really takes the guesswork out of shooting. So you can have a perfectly exposed image. Nothing is blown out, nothing is underexposed. And the other thing is your colors are going to be accurate. So this is a perfect tool. The second thing is like the X-Rite chip chart. It essentially is all of the colors, and what you can do inside of a program like DaVinci Resolve is you can actually set white to that color. What it's going to do is actually going to expose for your skin tones. Now, this is the thing. When you mix lighting environments, like say you are at a grocery store and you're shooting a music video at the grocery store, the lights above you are going to be really, really, really green. And so when you expose for skin tones, it's going to look a little weird. So you can do one of two things. You can set your exposure to that in those fluorescent, halogen, whatever those lights are. They tend to make skin tones look really bad. What you can do is you can actually use something called a flag. A flag or a floppy cutter is essentially like a 4 foot by 4 foot piece of cloth that you can put on a C-stand, and then you have your talent stand behind it or underneath it. And the reason you want you to have your talent stand under it is because it's going to cut that fluorescent light from hitting the skin of your talent. Then you can bring in your own lights that are daylight balanced or tungsten balanced, whatever you're shooting at, and then you can have very, very good looking skin tones. Now, the image in the background might look a bit different, but that is better to have proper looking skin tones than to have an image that looks horrible all the way around. If you guys have any questions for me about lighting or any of these techniques, or want me to dive deeper into the Kelvin color temperature scale or talk about the Lumalite Meter, I would be happy to do that. You can drop those in the comments below or hit me up on any social media at Nick_Ovaya. And until we chat again, I hope you tell the world a great story. Peace.